This episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Domain.com. Today on Film Riot, we're talking weapons.
Nah, the A94 is the way to go.
Dude, if you're going with anything other than the M8A1, you're putting yourself at a serious disadvantage. So lethal.
Nah, I go completely ham with the A94. Hit it with a red dot sight, crazy lethal.
You need optics? I go iron sight only with foregrip, long range and short range. Just get aggressive.
Nah, tots. If I'm going short range, I'm going S12 shotgun, total meat grinder.
Enjoy your total lack of accuracy and getting totally owned. No versatility.
Sweet God!
What?
Neither of you would last 2 seconds in a firefight.
Shows what you know.
We're in one now and we're kind of at the top of the leaderboard. So.
I'm talking about reality. Have either of you ever held an actual gun?
Call of Duty is basically tactical training.
We've had hours of experience.
At what?
Combat.
You're like two mentally challenged monkeys throwing poop at each other.
Careful.
Battlefield is a way better game.
What? Throwdown! So you were saying?
Now grab your friend and get out of here.
Logo. Welcome to Film Riot, the show that takes the mystery out of the effects and techniques, going to some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and Black Friday is coming soon. Next week, actually. So Friday, November 28th, we're going to be having big sales on everything in our store, but I'm going to talk more about that at the end of the episode. Getting into it, a question I get asked often is, where do you get your gun props? Like this one. Where do you get your gun props? So today, we're looking at super low-cost solutions for your weapons needs. Total cost for all the guns used in this opening sketch was about $50. We have the AK-47, which I got off Amazon for $20, the shotgun, which again was $20 on Amazon, and the 9mm with the silencer for $10 off of Amazon. Out of the box, these things don't look great. Orange tips on the end, super light and plastic feeling, but we can take these toys and make them believable by selling it in different ways. First is to get rid of that awful orange tip, which is done easily enough with a little bit of black spray paint, and you're done. Then if you want, you can take some silver paint and brush over small areas of the gun to give it sort of a worn metal look. I saw someone do this on YouTube, thought it was a really smart idea. It definitely helps sell that metal look. Next is how your actor uses a prop. They need to sell the weight and of course, firing the gun as well, which has no action on it at all. For actors that have never shot a gun before, a good tip is to smack the front of the barrel while they hold it so they can feel what that impact feels like. Of course, be careful how hard you smack them since these are crappy, cheap plastic guns. Finally, it's all about how you shoot it. With some of these, you can get kind of close and they still look pretty good. Others, you're gonna wanna keep your distance. So shoot with that in mind. If your character has the gun and isn't using it, keep it to their side, away from camera. And when they are using it, go for wider shots. Keep it in motion and stay clear of those close-ups on the weapon. You may want that really cool weapon close-up, but with cheaper props, you really need to work with what you got. Some of these cheap props have some extras that are really helpful too, like the shotgun, when you rack it, sends a prop shell out of the side like a real shotgun. Again, close up, this looks terrible, but framed right, it works really well. Then the handgun, which is a specialty gun with the tactical add-ons and a silencer. Cool thing about that is the silencer comes off, so you can show your character taking it off and putting the silencer on. Again, straight up close-up on this is gonna look ridiculous, but if you frame it right, blocking the toy a bit, you have your actor hold it right, you could totally sell it. So we got rid of the orange, added some metallic paint, taught our actors how to sell it, and framed it best to hide that cheap look. Last thing, other than the obvious need of a muzzle flash, is a sound effect. In camera, the guns sound like this. So awful and obviously plastic, so we take those sounds out and add real gun Foley, which of course I'm using from our gun sound effects pack. So we're gonna drop that sound out and add in our own sound, which conveys that heavy metal object, and it makes all the difference. So whether you have the cash for solid props or not, you can still get some good stuff. But now, a break, and we show some stunt guns and prop knives. Domain.com is the place to go if you're trying to get yourself seen on the interwebs. I got the hosting services that are reliable and affordable.
Maybe you died a few years ago, but you can still make a website.
You're dead. How would you make a website?
You don't know.
Are you a ghost?
You could be.
You're a ghost that is haunting the interwebs.
Yes.
That is, I like this.
Boom.
Is there anything else, or is that?
ghostyghost.com/.
If ghostyghost.com is taken, you can use the domain discovery service to help you pick a better name for you.
I
Also,
have an idea for the Ghosty Ghost website.
what?
It's just a white page.
If you use a coupon code FilmRiot at checkout, you get 15% off your domain names and web hosting. When you think domain names, think domain.com.
ghostyghost.com/. You can't see me.
Logo.
Same as guns, knife props can be hard to come by, but during Halloween or on Amazon for $6, you can get a prop knife that will work well if you use it right, just like the guns. Up close, right out of the box, these don't look great. One of the main issues is that they aren't shiny like metal ought to be. So I grabbed some clear gloss spray paint, which this has no color at all. It's just gonna be a clear glossy coating to my blade. So I tape up the handle and then spray away. After it dries, you can see how much of a difference it makes. And now you can go and buy a knife that has the same look as one of these and use the real one for the close-ups and the fake one for the wider, violent fighting shots, having no problem putting this up against your actor's neck or anything else. Then we have this one, which is an all-black tactical knife. This one is a trainer knife from Cold Steel, so it's all rubber since it is used for training purposes. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other knife by spraying the blade to give it that shiny look, and then also give it a sharp edge look to the blade by adding some metallic to the edges as well, like we did with the guns. But now we have a solid looking, cheap and safe tactical knife prop, and we can use this for a fight scene or stabbing without issue, which you can fake stabbing with it by thrusting the knife at your victim but angling the blade away once close like this. It also helps if the victim is wearing layers like a jacket, adds sound effects, and lastly, we have rubber training guns. Again, these are used for self-defense classes or other training things. It's all rubber, but it's hard rubber, so it doesn't bend and it would still hurt like crazy if you get hit with it. Why this is super helpful is because once you spray the tip black, this can be used as a stunt gun. So if you have a more expensive prop gun like this one, you can have a scene where you throw the gun or the gun gets knocked out of the character's hand. You could swap these guns for that shot and save breaking your expensive prop, which I have done in the past. And since it's rubber, you also don't have to worry about chipping tile or any other set mishaps with it. You can also use it as a background gun if you have several characters in the scene. The ones way in the background can use this gun, or it could just sit in the holster as well if you don't have money to get a ton of expensive props, since it's only $10. So there you go, taking cheap toys and altering them just a bit to use in your film. Of course, if you have the budget for better props, that's always what you should do, but you don't always have that budget, so it's all about figuring out what you can do with what you have at the time. And as we showed in this episode, if you're looking for some sound effects, we have a massive gun sound effects pack on our store right here. And if you're looking to save some monies on them, just wait till next week. On Black Friday, November 28th, and Cyber Monday, December 1st, almost all our digital assets, including our gun and fight sound effects packs and our music pack, are gonna be all 50% off. We will also be doing flash sales on different things throughout the day. Things will be as high as like 75% off for an hour here or there. So be notified on that one. Follow our store Twitter right here. We also have a new product coming, which you saw in action in the last episode when the house was on fire. It is our fire pack, a bunch of great fire assets that we built out to be very customizable to help fit better into any scene. For instance, we have a window fire asset that has 3 angles, straight on, from the side, and then one that's sort of in between straight on and from the side. So regardless of what your shot is, you're gonna be able to use it. We also have a lot of our fires with an ignition version, which is the fire starting out, and a looping version, so it can last as long as your shot needs to. And some embers as well, which adds a lot to the fire, but you can also use it just as a motion graphics element as well. So if you've been wanting any of the digital or physical goods, make sure you check out our store November 28th and December 1st. But that's it. I'll see you guys next week when I panic and jump into the escape pod and head to the surface without decompressing. It doesn't go well.